In an increasingly loud and stressful world, the saying, "silence is a form of eloquence," holds more meaning than it ever has before. It is often assumed that loud and extremely extroverted people will be able to achieve much more success through skilled connection building, explicit and sometimes aggressive verbal communication, and persuasive tactics, which may be true to an extent. However, some of the world's most successful people, like J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk, and Albert Einstein, are or were perfectly attuned to their awareness of the quiet power of their brilliance that managed to shine through and help them observe, think, and create more than most people ever could. Hey everybody, welcome to Psychology Element. In this video, we are going to be listing 13 reasons silent people succeed. Make sure to watch until the end of the video, because it may convince you that sometimes silence is not just an absence of noise, but that it is the art that can be practiced to ease our minds, connect us, and put us in touch with ourselves. And of course, help us harness our untapped creative potential that you yourself may use to create and succeed more than you could have ever dreamed of doing. This is our list of 13 reasons silent people succeed. Number 1. Silent people are more in touch with what they really want. Silence allows them to contemplate about what it is they truly want out of life, to embrace the hope that their dreams can come true, and to remain firm in their beliefs about what they want to accomplish. The more they nourish their capacity to sometimes remain silent, the more they will be able to remove distractibility that is present in many people and be focused on actually creating something of value. It is important to note that this kind of silence is not mutually exclusive with intense, close, inspiring, and intimate relationships, and that the best ideas sometimes sneak up on people exactly in brilliant, thoughtful conversations with the right people. Number 2. Silent people choose their words carefully. Successful people whose preference is to remain silent, even though it may seem in a particular moment that it might be wiser to speak, are very much aware of one crucial fact. When people listen, instead of just speak, they actually choose the right words that would perfectly correspond with their thoughts and ideas. This brings clarity to both themselves and people who are eager to hear what they have to say when they do speak. Number 3. Silent people add value when they speak. The point is closely related to the previous one. When people who prefer silence to harness their creativity and potential, after they've carefully chosen words that appropriately express what they are trying to communicate, they are able to clearly formulate ideas that are precise and concise, and that add something new and valuable to the conversation. They limit their contribution to a conversation to the very core issues presented in a particular conversation, and often enrich it with fresh, sharp, and innovative ideas. Number 4. Silent people are able to decide what their priorities are. It is difficult to get your priorities straight when you are surrounded by background noise, both literal and metaphorical, which impedes your ability to accurately assess your capabilities, strengths, and advantages that would help you decide what your priorities are or should be. This background noise may consist of literal noise, your inner critic that deters you from things you would otherwise be sure you are capable of doing, internalized voices and opinions of your parents from childhood about what your life should look like and what your priorities in life should be. Silent people who really want to succeed are capable of ignoring those voices and treating them as distractions they are able to remove in order to achieve their goals. Number 5. Silent people are careful listeners. Listening is one of the most essential communication skills a person can have. Various studies have confirmed that people spend about 37 to 38% of their waking time listening to various sources, including people. Being able to carefully listen to people accomplishes two things at the same time. 1. The other person feels seen, listened to, and heard, which can enable more information sharing between the participants in the conversation. And 2. The listener will be able to collect a lot of useful information that will allow them to optimize their personal and professional goals. Number 6. Silent people are more attentive to details. One of the best predictors of success is the ability of a person to engage in two seemingly disparate activities simultaneously. 1. To pay close attention to detail in order to be able to gain control over the given activity. And 2. To not let themselves get lost in those details to miss the full picture. In other words, silent people are often focused on the individual parts that make up a whole and the whole itself. This provides them with a clear picture of how the smallest parts can have an impact on the entirety of any system in question. This attention to details is what provides them with opportunities to notice subtleties in work and life that most other people would miss, which certainly gives them a competitive edge over those people. Enjoying the video so far? Then don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insightful videos like this one. You'll only get smarter, and it's free. Number 7. Silent people are more creative. Silence can often be a fertile ground where creative and innovative ideas can flourish. When people are silent, they become more aware of their inner thoughts, feelings, and ideas, which allows them to synthesize them into something that can be called a whole that's more than the sum of its parts. This creative process is often described by many successful artists and entrepreneurs as the most important part of their creativity in generating new ideas, as well as connecting them in new and unexpected ways to achieve something original. Number 8. Silent people think deeply and thoroughly. Superficiality of thought is definitely not a characteristic of successful people, and neither is unstable emotionality that could distract them from their intense focus on their deep thoughts. They rarely make rash decisions and are always 2 steps ahead of themselves when it comes to their thought process, meaning that they always explore all the different scenarios in their heads and mentally undertake corrective measures to ensure that they'll pick the right solution. Number 9. Silent people don't focus on small talk. Successful people who find inspiration in their silence are rarely interested in engaging in conversations about trivial topics that they perceive as just one more distraction from the big ideas that they consider worth pondering. Number 10. Silent people tend to be extremely concentrated. There is a very simple and obvious reason why moments of silence bring such clarity and focus to successful people. As well as enhance their productivity, they are able to concentrate on their tasks, which, in turn, gives them space to create things that are often perceived as ingenious by other people. By being able to concentrate, they are able to exclude unnecessary sources of stimuli and focus on things they consider important. Number 11. Silent people are more self-aware. When a person is allowed to breathe and concentrate in silence, they become aware of their surroundings, of themselves and their own thoughts, feelings, flaws, and paradoxes. In other words, they start engaging and thinking about their own thinking, which is often termed metacognition in psychology. Metacognition is useful because it helps a person become self-aware and self-reflective by inspecting why and how they think about their own thoughts, and these practices keep them more in touch with what inspires and motivates them. Number 12. Silent people carefully choose people they surround themselves with. They don't need a large group of friends. In fact, they see those large groups as a nuisance. Silent people are interested in people who inspire them, motivate them, who are loyal and trustworthy, and with whom they can freely share both their ambitions and aspirations and their fears about their capabilities to fulfill those ambitions and aspirations. Number 13. Silent people are more stress resilient. Successful people who enjoy periods of silence use that time to not only question the nature of reality or how to boost their creativity or maximize their productivity, but also to engage in relaxing routines and mind-clearing practices such as mindfulness and meditation. As much as they enjoy creating things that constantly challenge our previously held notions about what the world could be like with such successful people in it, they are also aware of the very real danger of the burnout syndrome. They are acutely aware of the need for recreation, sports activities, reading books for fun and pleasure, watching movies and unwinding in general, all of which serve as a buffer against the toxic effects of stress. This is a major reason why these kinds of people always manage to stay at the top of their game. And if you like this video, then check out these related videos to see more.